Hi everyone, welcome back to my video segment on parking at Monmouth. Today I'm going to be talking specifically about the valet service that Monmouth provides. I know they changed it, actually according to Monmouth's website, they changed it from one company last year to a new company this year because they did see the problem that the company, that we as students were having with the company. But we as students are still having problems with valet and just the overall parking at Monmouth. So I have some guests to talk about it, and let's get started. Hi everyone, this is our first guest for the evening, Robert Golbieski. He is a junior business major. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
So Rob, what is your opinion on Monmouth parking? What's your experience with it?
I tend to have to leave kind of early, like 20 minutes before my class, to even be able to compete for a spot. Usually I just go to the same spot every single day because I don't even feel like looking for an available spot because of, you know, how many, like, there's only a limited number of spots and there's so many, like, students always going in and out of there, especially on, like, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, beginning of the week. It's just way too competitive.
And what's your opinion on the difference between the teacher lot and the student lot? Do you think the teachers have a better parking opportunity?
Yeah.
Within the big lot by the student center more?
Yeah, absolutely. Like that lot in general is just, I never even go in to that lot to look. I usually go to the side lot over by the athletic center because there's always spots there, but I never go into that big lot. I think teachers definitely have a better opportunity with parking in that lot in general.
More of us.
Yeah, so something definitely has to be done.
All right, well thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate your opinion.
Thank you.
According to an article in 2016 in The Outlook by Emily Shapiro, she wrote that some of the students are a big fan of the valet but did find it a hassle when you're trying to leave. Oftentimes what happens is your car is blocked in by other valet cars and it becomes a process of leaving campus. This is when Monmouth first started the valet service, and this still seems to be a problem today and has gotten worse since then. I have another guest, Dan Fenneman, to explain his story.
Okay, everyone, this is our next guest, Daniel Fenneman, a junior criminal justice major. Thank you so much for joining us today, Dan.
Hi, Colleen.
Now, Dan, I've heard a terrible story with your valet experience. Could you please tell us about it?
Yeah, so basically I used the valet system with the school. I gave them my keys, they parked my car, and then when I went to go grab my car, they had lost my keys. And when I had asked them, you know, where'd they go, they
didn't have an answer?
No idea.
Awful.
Eventually I got my keys, but
How
they didn't.
long was that?
6 hours.
Oh my God.
They didn't tell me how they found them either, so.
Do you think they might have put them in another car?
Anything's possible.
So would you never use the valet service again?
Yeah, I haven't used it since.
I probably wouldn't either. It seems unreliable, in my opinion. And it makes me nervous because they're always parking in front of other cars. And like, what happens when they hit a car? Whose fault is it? Ours for valeting or theirs?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's a useful system, but it's not something that I trust.
I agree.
You know, especially with my experiences. So.
All right, thank you so much for coming out and telling us your story, Dan. We appreciate it.
Another idea that we could bring to Monmouth to solve this parking issue is one that was written about in the BU Today newspaper, which is from Boston University in 2011 by Mark Dowston. He reported the fact that Boston University started an app that allows students to reserve parking spots on campus before their class. I think this is an awesome idea. It's called a smart parking scenario, and it's just, you just reserve a spot that you would need, and hopefully it's not taking it, and when you reserve it, it goes through a computer system, and there's a light above it that turns red so that no one else can park there, and it turns green when you leave so someone else can. I think that this would be a great idea to bring to Monmouth, and our next guest has some other great ideas.
Hi everyone, this is Jay Mangini. He is a junior health studies major. Thank you so much for coming out to talk to us. Jay, what's your experience with Monmouth parking? Good or bad?
Well, what I could say about Monmouth parking is that I feel that we need more spots because I always find myself hassling like right before class starts to find a spot, you know, and you always see so many people just waiting in line, waiting for people to leave their spots so they can take the spots. I think like if we not like a parking garage, because that would take a bunch of years to build, but if we like had better parking,
Yeah. Would you ever pay for a spot? We talked about this in my last segment, bid parking, where students would bid money to get a prime parking spot.
Yeah, honestly, I probably would do it, just because I hate walking far. So I would totally be the person that would pay for like an upfront spot, and I know a lot of people that would too. So it's a good idea, honestly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming out and talking.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. That's all the time we have for today, unfortunately. So, in conclusion, Monmouth parking, it's just not the greatest. Right now, there isn't a real solution because there isn't a lot of room to put, let's say, a garage or something, but maybe the idea of bid parking will come up, and as my guests say, don't use the valet service. Thank you.